What does it mean to be a first Phorm athlete? It means hard work, perseverance, dedication. It means learning, studying, sacrificing. It means taking chances, falling down 7 times and getting up 8. It means early mornings and late nights. It means believing that anything is possible and that there are no limits, despite what anyone says. First Phorm athletes understand that to be successful, our mental strength must be stronger than any physical strength we may acquire. We must be able to stay focused despite any and all distractions surrounding us. We must be strong in our faith, in our family, and in our fitness. We must constantly push to be the best versions of ourselves and never settle for ordinary when there is so much extraordinary within us. We help others in all aspects and find beauty in our strengths. We don't rely on numbers from a scale or society's warped perception of what's ideal to determine our self-worth. We seek our true strengths from numbers like our heaviest lifts, our fastest race times, the number of times our kids say "I love you" throughout our lives. We don't settle for bullshit excuses, gossip, or naysayers. We don't look at failure as a downfall, but a lesson to lead us to success. We understand that it's not always about who looks the best, but about who wants it the most. We look to others for inspiration, but run our own race. We have a never-ending passion to grow, a fire inside of us that never dies, and a dream that we're always working toward. We are real. We have good days and bad days, struggles and failures. But we use those to teach ourselves and teach others. We know that life is tough and there's always obstacles to overcome, but we face them head on and keep going. We are superhuman. Not because we have superpowers that allow us to fly or walk through walls, but because we have the power to push hard, motivate others, and transform ourselves into what we may have never thought possible. And we do it all while juggling careers, kids, spouses, social lives, community work, competitions, tournaments, and more. We do it many times without thanks or recognition, but that doesn't stop us. We surround ourselves with those who have a fire within them, a desire to be their own best self. Those friends, athletes, and family members remind us of our why and keep our own flames burning. They push us when we need it, make us smile when we're frustrated, pick us up when we fall, and continue to stand by us no matter what. And together, we realize that we make a great team. First Phorm athletes believe that there is an athlete in everyone. Sometimes they're in training and sometimes they're not. Too many people believe that they aren't athletes because they think that there's some unwritten minimum threshold for weekly mileage or training hours, or some arbitrary performance marker that disqualifies them from being an athlete. However, First Phorm athletes understand that speed, distance, and power output don't always make you an athlete. If you're getting out there, getting it done, and having fun, you're an athlete. First Phorm athletes display a quiet inner confidence. We let our actions speak louder than our words. We display our efforts daily through our work habits, our attitudes, and our constant progress. We subject ourselves to tough challenges and practices to see the value in hard work. We have a go-for-it mentality. We become unafraid of failure, remain confident in rough waters. We smile, we laugh, we understand that life should still be fun. We're successful and balanced in all aspects of our lives because we plan, prepare, and follow through. First Phorm athletes are champions. I am a First Phorm athlete. My name is Ashley Casalini Garcia. I'm a 27-year-old mom, wife, legal assistant at a civil litigation firm, and a WBFF fitness diva competitor who lives in Rockwall, Texas, about 25 miles east of Dallas. During the summers when I have time, I also help to coach youth summer track teams. I'm a goofy country girl who works hard and plays hard. I'm known by my friends and family for taking goofy selfies while sticking my tongue out. I'm Italian and love food and family. I wake up early and go to bed late. I do what I need to do to ensure that my family is taken care of, my attorneys are taken care of, and I'm taken care of. I have big dreams and big goals. I live by and preach. Fail to plan, plan to fail. I understand the importance of hard work, of being mentally tough, of taking care of yourself. I've been an athlete all my life. Volleyball, softball, swimming, and track and field. In 2005, I went to college on a track and field scholarship to Sam Houston State University for the 400 meter and 4x400 meter relay. Life was great. I was a straight-A student and I was doing what I love as an athlete. However, that all changed as I ended up in an abusive relationship. It took me too long to realize what type of relationship I was in. I was mentally, emotionally, and sexually abused. My grades dropped, my performance on the track dropped, and eventually my scholarship was lost in 2008 for inability to perform in the classroom or on the track. My coach was the one who recognized what was going on and called me out. After breaking down and telling him everything, he was my friend through it all and got me into counseling. It was tough to be around the track because my former boyfriend was also on the team. My coach reminded me that I was the type of woman who picked myself up by my bootstraps and that I was tough, one of the reasons that I was recruited. And eventually that's what I did. I stayed in school a while longer, met my current husband, Brian, a Southern gentleman, and then decided to move back to Dallas to be around my family and support system. As soon as I got back to Dallas, I dug in my heels and got to work on my future. I started work full-time, paid my own bills, and focused on my relationship with Brian, who had also moved up to Dallas. I eventually went back to school at Kaplan University via night classes to obtain my associate's degree in paralegal studies. I spent 2 years working full-time during the day from 8 to 5 and then going to school at night from 6 to 10. During this time, Brian proposed and we planned our wedding. Right after obtaining my degree, Brian and I were married on October 8th, 2011. I currently work at an amazing firm with amazing people. I'm happily married. I resumed classes at Texas Women's University to complete my original degree plan from Sam Houston State University. And in June 2013, we found out, while training for my first bikini competition, that I was pregnant. We put training on hold. I ended up with a rough pregnancy and gained 60 pounds. The journey from there is what you've seen with these photos. On January 8th, 2014, our son Bo was born. He and I went through a traumatic birth and we almost lost him. He ended up stuck on my pelvic bone and they had to do an emergency vacuum delivery. The result of the rough birth caused him to lose 50% of his blood to his head, a cephalhematoma, heart failure, kidney failure, liver failure, and the inability to create clotting platelets called thrombocytopenia, meaning any cut could make him bleed out. As I gave birth to him in Rockwall and the hospital had no NICU unit, he was transported to a hospital 25 miles away in Dallas. He was listed as critical for the first week in NICU and spent the first 5 days separated as I wasn't healthy enough to leave the hospital. Brian stayed with Bo and the rest of our family stayed with me. We spent a total of 3 weeks in NICU with Bo before being released, still in liver failure. We've since had several follow-up doctor appointments. At 9 months old, his liver is healed. However, we take him to physical therapy once a week as we found that he had red flags for mild cerebral palsy. He's the happiest little boy you've ever seen, and he's one hell of a fighter. And he's what keeps the fight seen. During all of these issues and mommy's stress, I needed an outlet. So I turned back to my training. It was my stress reliever and my way of having some me time through all of this. I had gained 60 pounds and had 60 pounds to lose and wanted to get on stage this year to prove that I can do it, despite everything going on. I needed to pick myself back up by my bootstraps. I contacted my coach and buckled down. I juggled doctor's appointments, work, and the new mommy life. I made it a point to have a no excuses attitude. If he could fight that hard, so could I. I was at the gym at 4:30 a.m., home to help with Bo and Brian and the dogs, off to work, and then back in the evening for more time with Bo and Brian and the dogs, and for meal prep. I started a fitness page on Facebook, Ashley Casalini Garcia, Fitness, Faith, and Family, so that I could document everything I was doing and hold myself accountable. I started gaining a following. I started receiving private and public messages encouraging me along my journey. It was so inspirational. Eventually, I had people messaging me telling me that I had motivated them to start their own journeys. And it was like my heart grew and my drive was fueled. I felt like me again. On October 4th of this year, I stepped on stage for the first time at the WBFF Oklahoma show. I took first place in the Fitness Diva category tall division. I also took top 5 in a transformation contest for the show. First place at my first show and recognition for the journey I'd pushed myself to the limits to for almost 9 long months. Even now, I'm still overjoyed and thankful. The hours of early mornings, of being the only car in the parking lot in the gym, pushing myself mentally and physically. the hours of meal prep and clean eating, the hours of doctor's appointments, the hours of time dedicated to my blog and my fitness page and connecting with others and hearing their stories and their whys, the sacrificing of hours of sleep. Everything was worth it, and everything is worth it. This is the lifestyle I live. I'm inspired by Bo. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm motivated each day by those that I connect with in social media. I feel like I can help coach the youth summer track kids even better. I have no fears. I have no boundaries. I'm a champion in life, in health, in faith, and in fitness. I am a first Phorm athlete.
Hey y'all, I just wanted to stop in and remind you that when the going gets tough, keep going. Nothing's too tough that you can't get through. God's always got a plan for you and He's always pushing you, so keep going.
Hey y'all, it's Ashley, and I just wanted to say thanks for watching my submission video for the first Phorm Athlete Search. I really am just a goofy country girl, a mommy, a wife, an athlete, and a coach, and I would absolutely love the opportunity to be part of the first Phorm family. I think that what y'all do and how you represent yourselves is exactly the turnover that this industry needs, and I'd love to be a part of it. So thanks again for watching, and I can't wait to hear who you guys pick for the next athlete for your search. Hopefully it's me.